Hey everybody, it's Frank the Tank. Welcome to the garage. What's up, everyone? Thanks for stopping by. What are y'all doing? What are you doing, Frank? Yeah. So today's video, we're gonna probably have a couple different videos. I'm gonna see if I can try to what do they call it? Like edit. Yeah. I don't know. I'm gonna stop it a couple times and see if I can put it in one. So anyway, yeah, got my phone going, so maybe the audio quality ain't as good as it is. And it's in Michigan, and man, right when I got into my garage, it started snowing outside. It was raining and it was kind of warm, and then the temperature just started going down. We were going to leave the door open for a little bit, but the garage door is down. I'm bundled. I don't know if you guys noticed. I kind of look like a Pillsbury Doughboy or something, but I got a sweatshirt, my inner, this hoodie that's okay. It's already kind of done. Got, whatever, undies on, of course. Like a pair of long johns, Under Armour, whatever. We'll call them leggings for lack of a better word. Then I also have snow pants on it. I have my normal regular socks, and then I have these like real thick wool socks. Then I have these gloves actually that I got. I think I got these from Sam's Club. I'm not 100% sure. I think these were from Sam's Club. These were actually pretty good. I used them these actually last a long time. I don't know how many times I used them previously, and I was working with a buddy of mine. I used it all day there, and it just got grimy and dirty because we were doing suspension components. So finally had to toss my first one away. I'm like, wow. So I think it was like $10 for like a dozen pair, right? So pretty cheap. I also have a bunch of rubber silicone. I hate those. I don't know, man. You got to wrap certain things, right? That's not the video. So today, I have two on my car. I gotta put these on. I don't know if you guys want to watch the whole thing. These are headlights. Yeah, back in the day, I remember the big glass ones. We got these plastic ones, and these on my car. These are not easy to get to. It's not as bad, but we're going to be taking the wheels off. So I thought, why don't I do a video about like changing tires, jacking the car up type of thing. We'll put all this other stuff in here. And I kind of got everything prepared, and obviously my scatterbrain, whatever you want to call it, my ADDH, whatever it is, I don't know. I'm just, I'm a normal kind of regular, weird dude, right? But yeah, my brain just goes all over the place. I don't know how I can be an engineer and figure some of these things out. But yeah, so some cars just go underneath the hood and take them and a couple minutes. It's gonna take a little longer today. And like I said, I'm gonna take the wheel off. You can keep the wheel on, but you just turn them one way. Then you gotta take the wheel liner out, and then your hand, you're going up here, and you're like, I don't know what I'm. It's like a blind operation. So I figured if I take off the wheels, it might be a little easier. But yeah, I thought, hey man, we're gonna do a video for y'all, okay? All right. So I got my phone here. I got the little tripod thing going, and yeah. So we'll see how this goes, everybody. I'm gonna pick it up, and yeah. How do you guys like my garage? Yeah. All right. So now it's kind of tilted, kind of funny. So let us. Hey, the button works. So yeah, we kind of got everything prepared. Yeah, we're gonna all that stuff I kind of showed you yesterday. Got a lot of stuff out here. I got distracted and started cleaning stuff up. But I'm going to show you a couple of different things to do here. So I actually have a floor jack. I'll show you how to use that as well. And we got our jacks, one on each side of the car, because we just want to lift the front end. We don't have to lift up the back. I always choose to use these are the metal wheel cocks. I got these years and years ago from Sears. Actually, I think that's where I got those particular ones. But we got more jack stands I don't think we're going to need. We got two more there. And yeah, we got some over back there. The Camaro, she's sleeping. Don't wake her up. She needs her beauty sleep. So depending on where your car, you know, your spare tire, hopefully you do have a spare tire. You know, it's funny, some cars today don't have spare tire. Oh, you know what? I left the thing open. Whoops. So we'll do that. Hey, we'll get the light going on again. So depending on your car, typically the spare tire, if it's a car, okay, car, probably SUV-ish, crossover, they're all going to be in the rear somewhere. And I don't have carpet back here. So, you know, you might have a carpet, or you might, they call them like a false load forward, blah, blah, blah. I don't know. They keep changing the name. It's like, just call it the same thing. But I got this big plastic thing. It's actually really nice. I have these little compartments. And now, by the way, you guys, maybe we'll have a separate video. Like, I have a first aid kit. There's a couple, like, they call them survival jackets, but it's basically just it looks like a silver, it's like a thin silver, it looks plastic, but it's actually made out of silver. It's a reflective material, and you can just put it around your body, and you use your body warmth to warm you up. I'd get a couple of those. I actually have, I think there's like a bag and a rag, and there's actually, I think, like a inverter-ish. I think there might be a CB radio note too, but I also have a pair of jumpers and a battery pack. There's my jumper cables, if you will. I got like this snow shovel that I got. I haven't used it for shoveling yet. I mean, like getting myself out, because I haven't got stuck with it yet. But it's aluminum. It's real light. I just happen to have an umbrella in here too. What are those? You know, they're brown bags, but they're probably from either Bushes or, yeah, Bushes. Sometimes I have the Amazon thing. So anyway, we can just remove this, because I have to, all right, guys, guess what? Yeah, we gotta, you guys gotta kind of wait there. So anyway, this just kind of comes out. You know, I'll make your sound effects, right? And, yeah, you might just have to open your trunk. I don't really have a trunk. I got, like, a lift gate or something. And then, you know, there should be something circular. And this just unscrews. This one's not on really good, so it just kind of came off. But you just turn it, you know, you turn it counterclockwise to loosen, and clockwise to tighten. If you don't know, I'm not being condescending. I just know some people don't know this stuff, right? So, almost everything in life, or almost everything you see mechanically is set up that way. There are some few exceptions where counterclockwise actually tightens things, but don't worry about that. This is actually simple. So we're just gonna take those. Oh, I'm sorry. I should have just left it over there. So anyway, I'm driving the we're holding the camera here while we're doing it. All right. Ugh, I don't have a professional. Yeah, guys, my camera was like $50, and that little tripod was like another 20, right? So, all right, great, guys. Yeah, okay. I don't want to knock down the tripod. Yeah, this is actually harder than I thought. Filming this, I should have put that over there. All right, there we go. Beep, beep, beep. I'm backing up, guys. Beep, beep. All right. Put that over there. All right, and so ding, ding, ding. We have. They gave me a little stupid little spare. I guess it's better than nothing. But part of your kit that should be back here. So you should have like, you know, hopefully you have a scissor jack. And there should be like a wrench. It kind of looks like a, you know, lug to take the lug nuts off. So we're not going to use the tire, you know, but you would take it out. It's not too heavy. You're going to need 2 hands to take it out. And then see, here's a scissor jack. And I'll show you how to use these. I'm not going to really use, I mean, I'll show you, but I'm not going to like jack up the entire car. I'm going to, but anyway, yeah, guys, I finally had to replace that battery. Yeah, see how the battery's a little bigger? It works though. Yeah, you're like, what? It's like bigger than it needs to be. So yeah, anyway, here's our tire. And then here we're going to put our tools right here. And I got those new flat flashlight. If I can remember where it's at. Oh, there we go. So you guys remember these flashlights? Remember this one? So yeah, so I can turn it on, right? And look, you can just stick it to the car. So that one just sticks to the car like that. All right, so, you know, if you buy that, that's actually pretty good. Or those little, where'd those little blue guys go? So I'll show you the other alternative. So then we got this little guy. Remember that little guy? So, so yeah, it comes out from one end. There's like a light over there and then a light there. So it's just two settings. So there we go. And yeah, I mean you can, you know, it's if it's like in the middle of darkness, you know, it might not be great, but you can put it on the ground. It does, see how it does stick to the car? So it will stick to the car. You know, my car ain't beautiful, so I don't really kind of care if it kind of damages it. But anyway, so I just wanted to show you that. You know, just so you can use these for all sorts of little things. You can use them as like a handheld little flashlight. So, like I said, where's the off button? Turn off. All right. So anyway, let us get repositioned. And we're gonna put this light here, so you guys can nice and see, and hopefully. Oh yeah, Frank, why am I sitting on the ground? I bought something. See guys, I get used to doing something one way all the time and I forget about it. Here's another thing that I forgot to show you guys. It's just like a foam block, but this is like really, it's kind of hard, like, but it's actually good if you're working in the, outside in your garage. I have one from Home Depot that looks just like it, but the foam is like squishier, right? So actually this feels really good. Yeah, it's like I could probably be 3 times the weight and this thing ain't going nowhere. So yeah, not bad. Okay. So anyway, here we'll it's really hard to see what you guys can see and what I can't see. So let's see if we can, there we go. Whoa, hang on guys, my phone holder for this thing, I have a case on my phone and then on the back I got a little pop socket and it got little Charmander and I had to glue it back there, so it's not meant to have something on the back, so it's kind of weird how, anyway, you guys don't give a crap about that. So this is the like wrench. And mine here just actually pivots here. I'm sorry, I can't see it right. So it just moves out. And it can pivot, you know. So it pivots right like that, right? So you can use it in any type of configuration. This actually also extends out if you didn't know. See that little button there? That little silver button right there? Right there? You just push down on it. And then you pull this out. And you can pull it out as far as you want, right? It only goes there, so, you know, oh my gosh, it's, you know, it's kind of misleading, but this should be good enough. Now, I'm going to say this. If you have like a tire store, put on your wheels, and if they don't check the torque to put them on, these lug nuts could be on really, really, really tight. So I have a torque wrench to put on, so I know they ain't going to be super over torqued. And now I'm kind of, you know, for my size, I'm actually pretty strong. I should be stronger, but that's besides the point. So yeah, if you're not super strong, don't worry. I guess try. I always try to, you know, try to do it. But yeah, if you've never done it before, yeah, just prepare yourself. Don't give up too fast. You my car, these have, you know, whatever. These are just plastic little wheel covers. And you can see they're pretty grimy. Like the plastic's aging, and you know, that's like 16 years of Michigan winters and salt. So anyway, these should be the same size. Like this is a certain, see that little hex, right? There's a hex on them too. And typically they're the same size. So these aren't on tight. Then I need to talk to myself, but oh boy. And to precipice everything here, you notice how I have the jack on. I haven't touched the jack yet, okay? So don't jack up the car yet, okay? Because since you don't have an impact, right, when you torque this down, or when you're trying to, right, when you're going counterclockwise, if this wheel's off the ground, it's just going to turn the other way, right? So it's just going to keep spinning on you. So, yeah. That's why we're not jacking up the car yet. So don't just... another thing, too, what I probably should have said was, try to make sure you're kind of on a level ground. And it doesn't have to be, like, perfect. I'm in my garage, so it's relatively... But there's always, not exactly, there's always a slight little grade. But if you're always in doubt, before you get out of the car, you can like shift it into neutral. Keep your foot on the brake, of course, right? And then let off the brake and see if it really moves. And if it like just barely, you let go and it takes like, 30 seconds to move an inch, that's relatively flat. But if it starts moving away right away, then yeah, make sure you're a little bit more level, the better, right? Like if you're in San Francisco and you're on a side, like that's going to be very difficult to change your tire. So in that case, like I have AAA and I don't really use AAA. If I had a blowout and I didn't have a spare, obviously I would. I used my AAA in case if I have to tow a car. I haven't towed a car in my AAA since 2009, so it's been a while. So anyway, this one has 5. Those are the lug nuts. And you use this same tool to take them off. And like I said, they might be a little tight when you first do it. And you have a couple different settings, like this here. It feels kind of loose. Anyway, it feels like it's going to round it off. Yeah, I don't like how that one feels. Yeah, guys, I'm not sure if this is for the right one. Wow. Unless my tool got... it's quite possible that this is worn out. But yeah, you would just... Oh, no! I hit my... Don't worry, guys, I will, right? The little flashlight, my head hit it. So, yeah, see how it's like kind of moving on there? See how it's like I'm not really turning it. It's really loose. Yeah, I haven't used this in a while, but yeah, I don't know. That's pretty bad. Looks like we're gonna have to find another one. Yeah, let's see. Yeah, I don't want to round these though. It's kind of... What was that? Sorry guys, sound like someone's trying to take my garage door down. Yeah guys, it's slipping. So I'm sorry, I should have checked to make sure. It almost loosened that one there. But anyway, we're gonna continue. We're gonna pretend that this is, so I'll get my own physical, I have a wrench about this same length, so
And yeah, that goes on there much tighter. So yeah, Frank's gonna have to find a replacement for this, because if I'm stuck on the road, it doesn't feel like this is really gonna. All right, well, I've used this a few times, so I don't know. It must have just started wearing down. It's old, so. But yeah, I've used it a few times. So anyway, we will show you. We will still need it. Sorry guys, I wasn't thinking I had to get a different tool up. So I'm just showing you guys, here's my 1/2-inch ratchet. It's a longer one, so it's just a little bit longer, so I'll be able to get some easier torque. So if I actually want, like I said, if you don't even have one of these, you can get yourself a 1/2-inch. You know, kind of do what I do, but yeah, I might have to buy a second one at a Harbor Freight. And, you know, I probably should make sure I'm in the right position. This is really hard trying to film it. This is really hard trying to show you guys everything while I'm trying. It's so much easier just to work. So this is actually more involved than I thought it would be, like showing you guys. So, yeah, see how it just kind of... That wasn't on that tight, and it shouldn't be. So we'll just show you one more time on one, right? And boop, it's not even on there tight, yeah. And that's why it's important to make sure that nut doesn't slip on your tool, because then these will get rounded, and you'll never get them up. Well, I don't want to say never get them. You won't get them up. You'll have to go to a mechanic and they'll have to cut them off. It's a pain in the butt, and then you'll probably have to cut these off, and then you'll probably have to put new studs in. Yeah, don't. So yeah, it's bad news bears. So see how as I'm turning it, see how the wheel's moving? See that? All right, I got the car in park too, so. But yeah, so you can just break them. So just make sure. Yeah, they're not quite. Some of them are loose. Yeah, some of them are not. It might just be a lot of friction. This Michigan weather just, you know, that I had to replace that lug nut there. So yeah, it's not. It ain't great. Yeah, those are just keep on going tight. So we'll just keep going until it's really loose. So yeah. So what have you guys been doing? It's Friday. And this is what I'm doing. I'm showing you guys how to do stuff. Alright, so we did that side. Alright, so what I'm going to show you guys, I'm going to show you the other side real quick. Maybe we won't need to stop the video too many times. And I know the video might be a little long, so I apologize for that. I need a little bit of drink here. And we have a jack. We'll show you guys how to do that, but if you don't have one, you know, hey. And here's my 1/2-inch wrench or impact. It's actually electric. And I tried them out before, and in my previous video I said I really liked them, right? So we're just gonna show you guys like the difference. And you probably don't want to buy this just to take off your, well, if you don't plan on being a mechanic, right? All right, let me get my knees. Ugh. And the flashlight too. Yeah, we need the flashlight so it looks so you guys can see it better, right? And then I'll put this here. I'll probably just sit on it. Yeah. So I can see what you guys are seeing. Yeah, like we need a different, yeah. So anyway, I hope you guys' Friday is doing well. You know, I could do this anytime, I guess. I just wanted to get this done. Looks like Monday might be decent weather, but I don't know how things go. I end up working, and it ends up being like I can't do it because it's so slick. Anyway, so it might get a little loud on you. How you like that, huh? Yeah, and right, like look at that. All right, I'm just doing that so that it doesn't come. I don't want to take it completely off because I haven't jacked up the car yet, and I just wanted to show you this on this side here. I mean, I love this stuff, guys. Like, yeah. It's funny how, yeah, that tire just moved a little bit. You wouldn't notice that. So yeah, like if you had that wrench, right? You know, you don't have to take them off that far, but like, see how these are all just finger tight, right? So when you jack up the car, you know, you can just take these off by hand, right? Or if you do need a tool, it should come off and you can probably hold the tire in place, right? So that's the most important thing to do before you lift up the car. And if you're just, changing the tire because you got a flat, you won't really need to jack up the car that far up. Like for what I'm going to do, I'm going to be jacking it up a little bit, but I'm going to show you how. Remember, the scissor jack's over on the other side, so we got to go over there. Because I was dumb enough not to. I didn't have enough hands, though, too, so I guess it's okay. But yeah, I'm going to show you how to use the jack and the jack stands. And most of you guys, like I said, you probably won't even be using them. But I just want to show you, hey, if you ever want to do it, or if you are a little bit more mechanically inclined. Having a floor jack, especially if you're a weekend warrior, is kind of a must. Using that scissor jack, like, I'll show you guys, but it ain't fun. It works, and it's not bad. It just takes a lot of time, and you gotta be a little patient, right? Whoops, we gotta move that out of the way. So, what you want to do is for the scissor jack, this is your scissor jack, and you want to look for the end that has the hexagon, which happens to be the right side currently. Hey, I should do that instead. That makes it a lot easier. So that is the hex hand right there. So your tool that we just showed, right, would turn that. Now that's supposed to be the same size as the hexes on the lug nuts, but as you guys noticed, it's kind of rounding. Yeah, the inside of this tool looks kind of jacked up. And it does look, it looks kind of like it's flaring out a little bit. So it's kind of like mushrooming out, if you will. So I'm going to put it, yeah, it will work. But yeah, this thing's fried. Because even though it does move, look how much play there is. I don't know if you guys can see that down here, how much play. It'll be fine for what we're doing. So we're going to move this out of the way. Now here it might be a little tricky to show you guys on camera. I know where it's at, but there should be a spot, and like, the jack, the scissor jack, let me get that out of the way. It's the lights kind of, and it kind of tells you, right, like what to do, right? So, there should be something in the owner's manual. Right there, see how it says don't put it on, see that hill, right? So that's what I was telling you. And it's saying put it in park, Yeah, that's probably one thing I need to get, like those little warning signal. Well, this is just caution, but they sell those little things. I probably wouldn't. And then that's like, hey, don't. Right? See how that wheel's got those little triangles? Those are wheel cocks. And that's what we're going to be doing here shortly. But I wanted to show you where on your car that this scissor jack is going to go on. And I'm going to have to go like this, and I hope the camera doesn't fall down or anything. So, do-do-do-do-do-do-do-do-do. Hey, where the heck is it at? I've done it before, and I can't find it right now. Maybe. Yeah, what the heck? Oh, there it is. Oh, jeez, a piece, guys. I didn't even. It's really hard to tell. You guys might not. I got it right up in. I don't know if you guys can see it, but it's like right. See this metal thing with my finger? Sorry if I can't. See where my finger is? See this metal thing? So the scissor jack has this. So that it'll go inside of this lip here. So that. Right? It'll go right into that groove. Alright, so. Yeah, this is. It would be nice to have like a. You know, a moderator. Miles, what? Oh yeah, I forgot. I have a little buddy. His name is Mouse. He's the shop supervisor. Yeah, hey Mouse, you're gonna have to approve the safety protocol. Grr. Tell me when it's ready. I'm busy with customers. I mean, he's the face of the company. So anyway, you just keep turning that little thing. And I'm sorry that little light is not, it might be making things worse for you guys to see. And then you just turn this thing. Like I said, I have a floor jack. It makes this thing so much, but yeah, if you should know how to do this. Oh, I can just turn it by hand. Yeah, sometimes these things are a little stuck, so I don't really trust it. But yeah, so you guys, it's really hard for you to see this. So I apologize, but I'm trying my best to kind of show you. Oh yeah, you know what? And now I finally see it on my car. I don't know if you guys can see this. Right here, right where my finger is, it's like a little arrow. It's hard. I thought yeah, there we go. I couldn't even see it. So that kind of helps you line up where the jack should be, right? So my scissor jack is basically right where it should be. So, hey. And you'd be surprised how far this little scissor jack can lift the car off the ground. So all we're gonna do is just get it a little tight. We're not gonna really, we're just gonna get it where it's just about right about to lift it up. And see how I'm still doing this by hand? So that's actually good. Yeah, cool. So now it's pretty tight. Yeah, so now it's tight and I can still turn it with my hand. Like this. So I'm able to turn it. I'm surprised how far. Now, not the entire weight of the car is on here yet, so I'm basically compressing the strut at this point. So eventually there's going to be less and less weight on that tire right there. Here, maybe we'll do that. I don't know if that's any better. So now what I like to do, especially when I use the floor jack, whenever I do it, I use these wheel cocks that I got from Sears years and years and years ago. Oh, I'm so glad I kept these. I sold so much stuff when I basically lost everything in 2009. Now I was like, know what? No, these are metal wheel cocks. And pretty much they're all plastic now. So, yeah, I don't like that. Yeah, I guess I'm a little more old school, even though my dad was even more older school than that. But, right? Like, does it? And these are nice because they fold up, right? So they take up less space, you know. So you can put these in your car. That's the one thing. I wish I would have bought more of these. So I could put one in each car and then leave a set here at the house for when I'm working on them. So, you know, Santa, can you give me one of those? So we'll go to the other side. If you're, you know, if you have to do this, definitely, you know, wheel lock the one side that you're jacking up, right? Like right now, I'm just, oh no, my phone. So yeah, like I said, guys, it's really hard to do this by myself. And my little tripod ain't all that great. And my phone's like heavy. So this tripod's meant more for my little computer camera. So yeah, we have such high quality, you know, YouTube videos. So, yeah. Yeah, I probably would have been done doing this, guys, but you're hanging out with me. Well, see, I'm doing all the work on a Friday. I could be doing, like, something else, right? It's already been 36 minutes, man. Anyway. So, yeah, now we got the wheel cocks on each side. If you can, when you do that, right, that's great. If you don't have wheel cocks, you can still jack up the car. Just don't be under the car, okay? Because remember, most cars are front, like this particular one, right, I'm taking off is the front. Most cars are front wheel drive. And what I mean by that is that the drive wheels are here. So when it's in park, those wheels aren't going to move all that much. But the back, those are free spinning. All right, so that's why you want to make sure that the wheel itself doesn't turn. Because if you jack it up, let's say you jack it up, right, and the car wants to go back, then it'll start moving on you, right, the whole car. Now, again, if you're just jacking up one side, the other, if you don't jack it up too high, right, so we just jack it up just enough to take that tire off, what you want to do is just get it off the ground so that the other tire, the other front tire is still on the ground. Because if that's the case, that wheel's locked, and then it's probably still relatively level, and then if, you know, the car shouldn't move on you. And I've done that when I've had to take a tire out. I didn't have wheel cocks, blah 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 blah, right? So it was still safe, right? So even if you are a little concerned about that, just make sure you're not, right? Make sure your hand, right? Like, don't put your hand here, down here by the scissor jack, underneath the scissor jack in front of the tire. Make sure you don't have a little kid, you know, right here where anywhere where the car can move, right? You don't want anyone in the back. And to be honest, you don't want anyone in the front either, just in case. Especially if you have to remove a rear tire, right? Now, it might be better because if it's in park, this tire shouldn't move all that much in park. But, you know what I'm getting, guys? Like, just be smart about it, right? Like I said, I'm sort of like extra careful. But even when you don't have the perfect scenario, it's still okay, right? Okay, Mouse, what? Safety check. Okay, all right. So, whoa. Mouse, would you? Hey, man, I'm the shop supervisor. Get back to work. All right, guys. We got to make sure. Because this Frank guy, sometimes he forgets like one thing. All right, wheel cocks are on. Good job. All right, we got to see the other side. Yeah, I kind of sound like him anyway. All right, wheel cock here. Wheel cock there. All right, he's got his jack stands ready to go. All right, he's got a lift. Whatever. What's that thing called? It's a floor jack. Yeah, I knew that. All right, safety check approved. All right, Mouse. That guy, he just gives me trouble all the time. What did you say? I said you're the best person on the on the earth. Yeah. Yeah, thank you. Go help a customer. I will. All right, so yeah. All right, so now that we got that, everything is ready to go. So, you might have to turn this a lot, and because, right, you won't be able to go fully around, right? So, to just like everything, well, I say everything, but clockwise to tighten, right? So that means tighten means it goes this way, right? Clockwise. So that means this bolt will go that way, which will lift the entire car, right? So if you want to lower it, you would go clockwise. You would loosen this, right? So essentially we were just tightening that bolt. And right now it's actually pretty, you know, it's not taking, I'm just with one little hand, I'm sitting on the ground, right? So this is just to show you, and this ain't even the greatest scissor jack, but I do like this scissor jack. It's not bad. I've seen a lot worse, but you know, I think they sell separate scissor jacks. I think, like, you know, this is a GM one, Chrysler, so this is probably like some standard jack, right? But they sell like upgrades of these, and I never got that. You know, it's one of those things, like, how often are you going to use it, right? But, you know, I don't know. The older I get now, it's almost like, you know, I'd rather spend, you know, I haven't done it yet, but, like, if you ask me, the value proposition, let's say it costs like another, I don't know, say it's like $75. You know, like, if I was 20 years old, I'd be like, no, man, I need that to, I need gas money, right? But now that I'm, you know, just for added safety, right? Like, even if I had, like, you know, a second one, you know, a contingency jack, right? So, but yeah, guys, like, see that? I'm barely putting any effort into this, and it's going up pretty good. So, like I said, I think the biggest thing is getting the lug nuts, you know, loosening the lug nuts. So, again, make sure you don't jack up the car before you start loosening those. And you know, we're gonna, okay, so that one's still a little tight. See, what's funny is I can use the tool, the wrench, to loosen the lug nut. Because even though it's like kind of, it's a little loose on it, but it's actually turning these lug nuts. So that one's tough by hand, that one's off by hand. All right, that one I can do by hand, that one, that's the only one I can't take off by hand. And here, here guys, I'm just showing you. So I'm just going over here making sure that these are, so far all of these I can turn with my hand, right? So, and the wheel is still on the ground, and I still can't really turn the tire yet, right? So there's still pressure on it, and you don't need a lot to keep it from moving, right? So see how I can loosen it with the tool, right? But when it was fully torqued, it was just, you know, it would round off those edges. So I'm telling you guys, I don't want to. I already have a project here with the headlights. I don't want to have that. That would be a really bad news. That would really make me mad. Wow, this one, it's not taking a lot of effort to turn it, but like, you can't turn it by hand. I'm surprised. Yeah, so we're gonna just keep turning this one. Still, okay, now I can, so yeah, I recommend that, guys. Just keep going until you can turn this thing by hand. All right, so there we go. All right, so, oh no, Frank, it fell off the tire. No, it's not going anywhere. So if there's a problem one, like this one, I had to get it almost all the way off before I could take it off with hand, okay? And why, I don't know. I think it's, I don't know, I might want to put some more anti-seize on here. I don't know, but see how the other ones, right? The tire ain't going nowhere. These are all hand tight. or I'm sorry, loose where I can turn in my hand. So it has 4. It's fine. Okay, so we'll show you that it's fine, okay? Just so that you believe me. Trust me, I think I've taken, like I said, that one, what you don't want to do is jack it up and then you can't get this one off, right? Because then you have to lower the car and then, you know what I mean, right? And again, if you're using the scissor jack thing, you do that once, right? I did that once and I never did it again. So you learn from your mistakes, okay? Just because you fail, and maybe that's another message today, right? Failure, right? I mean, obviously, within context, failure should never be looked at like it's a death sentence, okay? That's what I've learned through a lot of my life. I'm still, everyone's still afraid of failing, to the point where you want to avoid things, you know what I mean? Like, again, obviously, there's certain things in life that, like, you're just like, oh, yeah, if I do that, you might die, or, you know what I mean? Like, stuff like that, right? But I'm just saying, so many things in our life, we're so afraid of failure, right? And, I remember being a kid, and, you're a loser, blah, blah. I mean, I still hear that shit to this day. People saying, oh, you can't get a girlfriend, you're a loser. I'm done with this. I'm just done with people just saying shit about me anymore. They can go, pardon my French, they can go fuck off. And you can, like I said, whatever saying, right, reclaim your power, blah, 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 right? I mean, if you're an asshole, you're an asshole, right? Right? I mean, to some degree, sometimes I can be an asshole and I don't even know it, but you know what I mean? Like, I'm not being an asshole just to be confrontational, right? Like, again, sometimes people... Like, I've had people where it's like, because I didn't do what they say, right? They're like, do this, right? And I'm like, no. They're like, you're not nice. I'm just like, whatever, man. Go somewhere else, right? So that's the stuff that I'm talking about, right? Like, yeah, if you're just walking around, like a little kid comes up and he's all happy and you just like scares little kid. Well, yeah, you're a fucking jackass, right? Right? But, it's like, it's like, I don't even know this person or whatever, and it's like, oh, you didn't do this. I'm like, I don't even know what you're talking about. I don't know you. It's like, what did I do? I didn't do anything. I don't know what. It's just like, they just look at you. They just, like I said, a lot of people, they're, what do they call it? Like external? They externalize everything. So what they say, like whatever they say to you is what they think they are. And right? Because you have people that are more like internalized, and you have people that are more externalized, right? Like, I don't want to just, bracket people into, narcissists and victims or what, but you know what I mean, right? Like, people want to blame other people, and there might be some truth to that, right? But so many people these days, they're their own victim, and then they blame other people. And I know not many of you are in that, right? I'm pretty sure a lot of you guys and ladies, if you're watching, if you are, hey, ladies, I'm a single guy. I'm a really good guy. Look at me, man. I know how to wrench. I know how to, all the super, right, all the quote-unquote toxic masculinity. That's a whole nother thing. That's a made-up word. And pretty much whenever a woman says that, or whenever society says that, they're trying to say that so that men shut up. And I'm telling you, men, stop doing it, right? Like, I'm to the point where it's just like, I had all my life, that doesn't matter what it is now, I'm just like, nope. Right? Like, again, I'm not being an ass about it, but geez, oh Pete's, right? You're trying to stand up for morals and values, and you're trying to protect kids, right? So that's why I'm not like a forever Trumper. It's just, I mean, we need someone like him because he's outside of the system, right? And I'm like a libertarian, right? So I don't want anyone telling me anything, right? If I'm not hurting you, right? If I'm not harming you, right? And as long as I'm not taking advantage of little kids and stuff like that, and we should all be able to do whatever we want, as long as we're not hurting or harming others, right?
And I'm pretty sure someone's like, oh, well, you're hurting my feelings. Well, that doesn't count. I'm sorry. Maybe, right? But again, right, if you're if you're a narcissist and you're saying that to people, well, then okay, right? Like, but anyway, guys, yeah, why is this? Man, I really gotta put the scissor jack up. Now, again, guys, I'm not putting a lot of effort into this. I'm just using it with one hand. Now, again, maybe you're not as strong as me, but I'm not. I mean, I'm sitting down. I don't have. I'm like just. Like, I'm not even lined up on it well, right? So I'm just showing you, like, it's very possible to do this by hand, or, you know, you can do it. You can do it, guys. Like I said, just make sure you're using the right tools and you're being smart about everything, okay? Even when you do something new, like we can't grow unless we try, you know, get outside of our comfort zone. And maybe I embrace that a little too much. Yeah, but I don't know. Maybe Gen X. I think Gen X is like that. I don't know. I just remember that we just, you know, get on our bikes. Where are we going? Does it, you know, we didn't know where the hell we were going. Like, it's just like go to your friend's house. Like, I just take my bike, go to my friend's John's house, right? You know, he get his bike and he's like, okay, let's go. And we're just like, where are we going? Oh, this way. You know, and then we're like, oh, oh, hey, there's Kmart. Let's go in there. Go to Kmart. You know, oh, go over here, and we bump into like 3 other friends. Hey, man, let's go here and go get these candy bars. Blah blah blah. You know, go over here. Oh, hey, here's this apartment. Oh, it's being constructed. Let's go over here. And then like the construction people are like, kids, what are you doing? You're not supposed to be there. It's not safe. Or, you know, one of us trips and, you know, our knees all bloody. And then our mom's like, you know, oh, just rub some dirt on it. Although one of my friend's mom was actually nice. She'd be like, okay, let's see it. And then she'd just take some water, take a Kleenex, blot it off. And then I think it's like, it was like this iodine or something, this orange stuff. And just put it in there. I mean, what's funny is that stuff worked really good for bacteria. And it really helped bring it back. But that was like I call it the miracle cure. So, okay, guys, look, victory is here. So, look. So now the tire is loose. And thank God, because the scissor jack had... I didn't know you had to take that scissor jack up that high. Yeah, so... You never know. Now, what's ironic, right? The spare donut is smaller. Most of your spares, if you have a full-size spare, count yourself blessed. They no longer do that. I think some of the older Toyotas have that. So yeah, we're just going to show you. I'm just taking one. Oh, hey, I forgot about my magnetic dishes. Hey, here we go, guys. We'll show you those. And, whoops, another magnet getting stuck on another magnet. So here, dun dun dun. See how it metal? Yeah, okay. Yeah, I guess that works. Yeah, see how that works? We're just gonna put it right there. And then, yep, there we go. See? Oh, I gotta lift it up. See how the lug nut just sticks right in there? So yeah. Actually, that's another good idea. I just thought of it right now, guys. I'm just taking it off by hand. I can make this quicker. Maybe you guys want it quick. I don't know, guys. I'm just... Here, I'm just showing you, right? It's possible. Alright, so I'm sorry if I'm going the long way. But I want to show you guys. It's really not that hard. It's... the hard thing is to actually getting off your ass and doing something, right? Yeah, I don't want to go on a tirade here. But that, bless my dad. My dad instilled that into me. And I know he worked his ass off so hard. He was so tired. He can never relax. And he can never get full recovery, right? So, if anything, I kind of learned both of that, you know, to some extreme. But nowadays, people are just, they're so lazy, right? But I want to show you this here because you never know what might happen to you, right? Like what happens if your phone dies, right? And you can't get AAA. Like I said, guys, I'm not a big, you know, whatever, a newbie or whatever, normie, whatever, right? You know, people might call me that. I don't care. They can call me whatever. The conspiracy theorists have now become this conspiracy facts, right? But my point is right, like, you want to be prepared. I mean, it's just common sense. I don't get it. It's common sense. Like, why would you not want to be prepared? Like, if I was like a quote-unquote prepper, right, you'd be getting some, like, nuclear bunker and, you know, you'd be like hiding away from the world. I don't want that. And I know you don't want that either, right? But I want to just show you, you guys can do this. It's not, you just have to apply yourself. And like I said, if it's the first time you did it, like I said, it's just the first time you do it. You're just, oh my gosh, what am I doing, right? But if it truly is your first time, you can go slower than what I did, right? You can just make sure, and you can be super safe, right? I'm just sitting here on the ground. I'm not in the front of the car. I'm not in the rear of the car, right? Heaven forbid, what happens? Well, I guess the worst thing that happens is my car rolls down and goes into a ditch or something, right? But I'm safe, right? But again, this car's going nowhere, right? So even though that's the worst case scenario, that's not going to happen, right? So boom, look at that. And because it was right off the ground, like I said, I didn't even stand up to pull this on, right? So now the tire is off. And then you would just put your donut on, right? And I'm not going to show you that. I might have to stop. Sorry. I put the tire, and then the tire hit the wheel cover, and it made that noise. So, we're going to save it for a different time. I didn't think this video would be nearly this long. We're approaching the 1 hour mark. But I will try to show some things. Okay, now I'm like bedazzled here. Here I'll just continue on here, guys. We might make another video for a later time. But yeah, so what your wheel, especially the fronts, this is what's called the brake rotor. So it looks like a record player. Yeah, my rotors are shot. Yeah, I do have quite a bit of pad left. So these are on the hub. We'll show that some other day. But this this is your brake caliper right here. This big metal thing. Well, this this metal thing. Yeah. Yeah, everything in here is metal. Sorry, guys. Oh, yeah, and there is a window. I think on my other video I was telling you guys. So, see there? It's hard to see it. So that's the window. So there's a pad on the front side and on the back side. This is the back side, I call it, right? Because it's going to be on the back side because the rotor has two sides to it, actually. I don't know if you guys can tell. So that's the front surface, and back there, it's hard to see, but there's a back side, right? So it's like a record player on both sides. And then through this window, and it's really hard, you guys may or may not be able to see it. I don't have like a pointer. Yeah, and you should be able to see. Here, guys, I'm going to look at it, and then I'll tell you. But there's these bolts here that you can take off, and then this comes right off. And then you can get to your brake pads. My Lord, there's like salt everywhere. I just got this car washed. And it didn't do anything. I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah. Oh boy, the boot on the strut is destroyed. It means the strut's gonna wear down quicker. All right, so All right, you can't see both of the pads through the window, but you'll see kind of. Sorry, guys. I'm trying not to get mad on a Friday, okay? Oh, you know what? You know what the problem is? Looks like that was the problem. No, dude, it's still a problem. What is going on? All right. There's like a little slot. And there's like a black. Yeah, okay. Lovely. Okay, it's not working the way we want it to work. All right, that's better. That holds on there. I'm telling you guys, I'm liking these new flashlights. Highly recommend them. Oh, I see why. This thing doesn't like to do that. Okay. So, yeah. Okay, so there's like a... I might have to get light in there. Yeah, it's not... Sorry, guys. The camera... like, the camera... Come on. Maybe we can do that, and... There we go. See how there's like that... It looks like a little hole. That's actually a slot. And see how there's black material? So if that slot... Because that starts grinding away on the right side. Okay, so then that little hole is going to get closer, and it's going to go to the right. There you go. So... You know, there's still quite, air quotes, quite a bit of pad on here. Man, these calipers look nasty. We might have to get some new calipers. We'll have to see. I don't know. We might buy those in the summertime, but yeah. So yeah, so you can come in here and you can see how much brake pad is left. So I took them off last summer because I brought new pads and rotors because I know that they're gonna. So when I saw that much pad left, and I'm like, you know, I can probably get through the winter, right? So it hasn't worn too much since I checked it, right? So, you know, hey, those pads have been on there for years though. So, but yeah, the rotor. See how all those grooves? I mean, you're gonna get grooves. And it's gonna kind of look like a record player. Yeah, I need to take off my. You know, it's actually kind of smooth. Oh boy, I put my finger on. I forgot. That's a little bit of oil. It'd probably be fine. Got some brake cleaner anyway. We'll just hit it up with brake cleaner. But you guys won't have to see that. But so yeah. But yeah, you see these parts? I replaced a lot of these parts. Except we haven't replaced the drive axle. This is the drive axle. Let's see. I don't know if it's supposed to move that much. It might need to move that much. I don't know. All right, let's check. We're checking everything else here while we're here, guys. Oh, that's nice and stiff. Good. Because I replaced those inner tie rods last 2 years. Whatever, not quite 2 years ago, but... looks like we might have to add some oil to these, or grease to these tie rod ends. My lord, these things rusted up pretty bad, man. Okay, the sway bar link. Those are all right. We got some ugh. Man, those sway bar bushings are kind of looking grody. Maybe that's where the squeaky is coming from, huh? I got this squeak when I turn. What's funny is, guess what? Today, it wasn't making the damn squeak. You gotta love cars. Yeah, I had to replace the fuel lines on here too. Yeah, I'm just trying to check a look at here. Yeah, no, guys. Now because I got the wheel off, I'm Now I'm like a little ferret going around looking at stuff on my car here. Sorry, this is like extra credit, I guess, for you guys. If you guys are still listening, hey man, thanks. Thanks a lot. I really want to share my stuff, and I really like working on this stuff. I know I'm 51, I shouldn't. But I'm telling you, it's worth its weight in gold. Like I said, if I had to get someone to work on this would probably be a lot. A lot of the work on this car is actually not that bad. But I will probably need a big project. It's the timing chain. This has like 180,000 miles, so it's going to wear off. And when I took the valve cover, was that the last year or the year before, I noticed that in a spot it was loose. That's not good. But yeah, this engine, they don't make cars like this anymore. Even this vintage isn't that great, but compared to today, it's compared to what's going on today. But yeah, it turns over, doesn't have any misfires. It's not throwing any codes. This is back when it didn't have as much electronics. There's an engine controller and a couple other things. But yeah, the weak link in this car is probably going to be the transmission. I never had the fluid change, so I'm on the fence. I definitely don't want to flush it, because that's probably going to be bad. But yeah, I want to see if I can take the fluid out and see how bad it is. Oh, look, you guys, I don't know, can you guys see that? I don't know if you guys can kind of see. This side of the car is actually kind of jacked up quite a bit, just because of that. So, yeah. I'm going to end the video here, at least this particular one. But yeah, you would just put that spare tire on there. Like I said, it says the reverse now. Once you have like I said, once you got to this point, it's actually really easy, right? So you just put the tire back on, and then you put those lug nuts on, and you can just put them on, hand tighten them, right? Because you don't want to hand tighten them just by hand. Don't worry about the tool, right? And then you're going to jack this thing down, right? And then the way you torque them down is you torque them down in a star-like pattern. And what I like to do is I just kind of start off with the top one. I'll just take the wrench until it just snugs up, right? Don't start torquing it down completely. And then you go, right? You don't want to do the adjacent, right? So star pattern just means do that one. So you can go either there or there for your second one. So if this is your second one, then this is going to be your third one. And then that'll be your fourth one, and that'll be your fifth one. So just, take the tool once you have it down, snug it down, don't tighten it. Snug it down, snug it down, snug it down. And then once you do that, then come back to your number one, fully torque that one, then do it again, right? And just kind of do it again by hand, right? I don't want to say as tight as you can go, because if you're kind of like me, then you'll probably put too much torque on them. But if you're doing it by hand, it's probably okay. I highly doubt, even if you're someone like me, that you're gonna over torque it. But yeah, if you're using like an impact like that gun over there, if you do. Like I would show you, and maybe I'll show you that in a different video. There's like a lower setting that you can do it, and you can just use the gun, right? And then I normally come back with a torque wrench, and then make sure I have it set at a certain torque, right? So you don't want to just drive it down, right? And you just want to drive it down, so it's snug, and then kind of tighten it down, and then check the torque later. But yeah, if you're doing it by hand, don't worry. But yeah, just make sure you snug them first, and then come back and then fully torque them. And like I said, you can we'll say it again, right? We'll put the tire on, right? You start your first one, and you just have to get it so that it's loosely on there. You don't have to, have it snug right away. You can so I normally start one, then start another one, and it's still kind of wobbly, right? And then I hand tighten the top one, and then I do my star pattern, right? And then I take the scissor jack, right? I take the scissor jack, then bring it down. And then I'll come back and then, give the nice snug, I call it snug plus. I'll do that first one and do my star pattern again, and then I do it one more time, and I kind of give it a I call it, a reefing. So I really kind of I don't want to say I put my body into it, I just go, really pretty good, and then I do. So it's basically three pattern. But yeah, everybody kind of does it different, but just make sure, because you don't want to go this one and then this one and this one, because then you're going to start bending it. So the star pattern helps you go down, especially this part here. This is actually I think this is that's actually on the hub. And you don't want to bend this either here, because that's part of your hub, and then that's a whole nother story there. Although I don't know, I might need to replace my hub one day. I'm pretty sure one day, right? This thing can't last forever. Like I said, the weak link's going to be the transmission, but I think there's still got some life into her. We just got to get that timing chain thing done, and this thing will last for a lot longer. Like I said, it's not... I just got this thing recently washed. It's not the prettiest car. It's not the most stylish car either. Whatever. People call these the PT Cruiser. Now, what's funny is the PT Cruiser was a piece of junk. Meaning, like, the car just fell apart. Like, I mean, literally, there's so much quality problems with it. And this one, not so much. This is the 2.2. So if you're going to find one, make sure you find a 2.2. The 2.4, I think, is like direct injection or something. There's... Not that it's a bad car. It's just there's a higher fuel pump in the front that if it does go, it's kind of expensive. But yeah, like I said, but this thing carries so much stuff. And the seats, again, I don't know if you guys really care about an HHR, but the seats. So it's kind of like before the crossovers happened, right? Because you had cars and then you had SUVs. And the crossovers didn't really start happening until like 2012-ish or something. Like your Terrains, Equinoxes, that type of thing. Those didn't really start catching on until I think, after the 2009. I think 2010 is when they kind of really came out. But these seats fold straight down. So it's flat, right? And then my passenger seat folds all the way down, and that. So that folds down flat, right? And then I can move. I'm kind of tall, though, but I can move this seat all the way up, and I can put, I don't know if you guys can see it, but see this table? I fit it in my car. See that table? With, like, room to spare. And what's ironic was, technically, I could have put something longer if it wasn't as wide. This is really, really wide table. But if it was skinnier, because I've been able to put an 8-foot section inside this car, because I just fold down that front seat and it goes all the way up, not quite to the glass, but so an 8-foot piece of plywood can get in there. So I was able to fit more than this guy had this S10. He was like laughing. And he's like, that stuff ain't going to fit. And I'm like, I go, watch. I said, I put more than this in this car. So I said, I know easily I can fit this. So he had to watch me do it. And I put all this stuff in there and I got it in there. He just looked at me. He's like, man, I want to buy one now. And I told him, I'm like, yeah, I know. I said, the thing drives like a car. And I said, I go, yeah, if you got if you have heavy stuff, yeah, then you're going to want a truck. But, like I said, just hauling stupid long things or whatever, it holds quite a bit. Like I said, I don't know. I'm going to be, I'm going to be very, very, I'm going to be very up. I'm going to be almost crying, I think. I mean, as much as a man cries, right? But when I have to replace this car, I mean, it's been there for me. It hasn't really failed that many times. And like I said, I haven't made a payment in, I don't know, it's over 10 years now. And I do maintenance, and yeah, I've had to replace some parts on here, but it just keeps going. The engine's fine. The transmission seems to be fine. She shows her, age, right? She's not, it's got scratches and dents. The doors are starting to rust apart, though. I don't know if you guys can tell there. There's the other side's really more evident, but like I said, it's just, you know, it's one of those things that's so dependable, right? You have something in your life and it's always been in your life, right? And then when it finally has to go, right? When it finally has to leave the earth, you're just in awe. You're just like, oh my gosh, it's, you know, Old Faithful, you know what I mean? Like stuff like that. It's like, imagine one day Old Faithful doesn't, go off, when it's supposed to, right? Everyone's just going to be shocked, right? Because we all know, right? Things don't stay the same forever, right? But we're in awe when they do for so long. And then when they finally don't, we're almost shocked because we're just like, oh my gosh, right? It defied the odds. You just keep thinking you're going to keep defying the odds. So anyway, guys, this might be the longest video. So anyway, guys, I'm gonna, again, sorry, I said I was gonna stop the video earlier, but I was kind of giving you a lowdown. So I'm gonna stop the video here. I'm gonna do another one. And I'll probably just post these back to back, or maybe I'll post one today and then post the other one tomorrow. But I'll be showing more of the floor jack. I don't know if you guys are mechanics, but yeah, it's actually really easy. And then we'll kind of show you some of the other stuff because we gotta do what we're supposed to do. This headlight right here is out. If you guys can't tell, see how like cloudy this crap is? Yeah, it's not very clear. And it's plastic. Urgh. But we bought this thing, whatever this thing is, headlight restoration ceramic. You gotta like sand it or something, but it has everything in here. So it's got like these sanding little buffing discs and crap. So for $15, we'll give it a shot. I think when you do this, I think it's gonna be probably good for at least a couple of years. And I think once you do this and you put the protective part on, then I think there's these wipes that you can put on once a year, and then it basically extends. So then it's like basically if you just keep doing that, you don't never have to redo, I call it the heavy buffing. So what do you guys like my table? Look at all my stuff I got, right? So yeah, I got all my tools ready to go. That light, that light's still charging. That light there. I got a bunch of more tools over here. So anyway, thanks for stopping by. And can I hit the... Yeah, so there we go. Hey, I'm back. What's up, guys? What's up, bro? Whatever, that's dumb. Sorry about that. So yeah, guys, did you like it? I know, super long. Kind of went all over. So yeah, we're going to end the video here. Thanks for stopping by. Let me know what other things. I'm going to keep continuing doing the work here. So I'll have more videos. Yeah, I know. Oh, it's been over an hour. Yeah, I know. Well, I would have had everything done by now. But I just wanted to show it because I'm taking off the tires. And now that I'm been out here for a while, now I'm kind of warm. So at least I can stay out here for another hour and a half or whatever. I don't want to be out here till 8 o'clock, but I don't know. We'll see. Maybe finish up a little bit tomorrow in the morning or something. I don't know. I'll probably just keep working until it's done. So, with that said, see you soon. All right. Bye now.